It looks like we're live.
Yes, we are.
Hello, chat.
Hello.
My Overwatch crashed. I'm going to come back in.
So, for everyone just joining us, this is Google Watch 2017 quarterfinals. Mada-Mada versus Sound SGTMei. I am Luxury, and with me here is Ivy.
Hello.
So, Ivy, any thoughts on the two teams we have here?
From what I have heard about their previous matches, seems like this might be a pretty evenly matched match. Um, Very curious to see which one will win. Personally, I don't know based on just their previous matches. Like, I honestly don't know which way this match is going to go.
What would you say are some of the players to look out for on
So
both
players
these
to
teams?
look out for on Mada-Mada at least are definitely Rox and Sky. They're both Grandmaster players. Well, Master, sorry, very, very close to Master. And they're definitely high priority targets. That's not to say the rest of the team isn't to look out for because they have a very, very strong supports and tanks as well. Um, as for Sounds Good to May, I think I would probably look out for trying to figure out if their name is pronounced Chaos Shade or Chow Shade. I'm gonna go with, maybe we should ask them.
Chaos Hade?
Yeah, I was trying to.
I'm going to go with Chaos Hade. Chaos Shade.
Yeah, me too. But I'm asking. um, it's another, the master level player. Um, Looking at tonight's lineup, so it Sounds Good to Me actually has 7 players. Um, we got some Chow Shade believers.
Chow Shade.
The shared S clan. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with Chaos Shade. um, so yeah, I think those are okay. So that was Chaos Shade on Sound Good to Me team, and then the other person I was gonna say to look out for does not appear to be in tonight's lineup. So I'm not sure. Oh, it looks like they all have matching May icons with the snowball. That's cute.
It's very nice. It's a nice touch. Mada-Mada
Yeah.
has matching Genji icons, though I know from personal experience that Akita lacks the icon that the others possess.
I know, I can't believe throughout this whole time she still hasn't gotten an icon. It's pretty funny. I know icons are totally random. You can't control that because you can't buy them, but it's kind of unfortunate that even near the end of the tournament, she never got it.
Looks like we're starting out on Nepal here. Any thoughts as to maybe perhaps any kind of advantage the map might confer to one team or the other here?
Hmm. Have to think about this. Advantages for either team. I'm not entirely sure. I think we're going to see pretty similar comp for both teams, at least from what I have seen looking at the looking at the characters. Oh, I think we're ready soon. Do you have any ideas or thoughts on where it might lean?
Well, I think it would. I mean, I tend to come from things from more of a DPS perspective. I think the tank setups on both teams will likely be similar, so it's probably going to come down to the hero pools of the DPS players on both teams, and how that will advantage either side. I know that Chaos Shade favors Genji and Pharah, which are more vertically inclined.
Yes, true.
Whereas Mr. Rocks favors more of the Reaper and the McCree. Looks like Sky has left the game.
Yeah, he always has problems. Are we all ready though for when the teams are ready?
Yeah, I think we're ready.
All right. I just want to make.
I'm just going to check my graphic settings.
I believe both teams are coming in with similar records. They both have 3 wins and a loss, and map counts are also in the same range, 10 to 11 wins. Is that correct? To your knowledge?
I'd have to look at that again. I can't remember. I do know Mada-Mada did do 3 wins and a loss, but I'm not entirely sure about Sounds Good to Me since they weren't in my round.
Of course, it's hard to tell the strength of these teams from purely the group results, because we have no idea how the groups stack against each other.
Whoa, entering game.
But here we go. We are going to start the first match of this potentially 5-game series. Quarterfinals.
Oh, I'm so excited. Did you guys see the hype videos that both teams released?
Oh yeah, that was really something.
They've been playing on a loop for the last 2 hours, so hopefully some people got to see them.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool to do. Put together these videos of the past, 5 weeks. Adam. That's pretty funny. Said Mada-Mada backwards. Alright, so far, looks like...
Must violence always be the solution?
So want to see Mr. Rocks on the Reaper?
Yeah, we have Sky on Winston and Jippy on Diva. Looks like Silver, Kita, and Krieg? I'm not sure how to say his name. Are all playing their mains. Should be Zenyatta, Mercy, Soldier.
It sounds to me it's coming out with the Zarya Diva tank setup.
They also have a Reaper and a Soldier and a Mercy, but are running Lucio instead. It looks like...
The sounds to me is coming up and getting the high ground here. Whereas Mada-Mada is going straight to point.
Took down Mada-Mada's Zenyatta right off the bat.
Yeah, Chaos J's their supports, and they're going to be able to get the first picks here. It looks like they're going to win this fight.
There goes Kita. They did take down Tej right there at the end, but Krieg goes down, followed by Jippy. And Sounds Good to Me has gotten the point.
There's no stagger on the Diva there, which I guess is not something you see that often with in this tournament or like in comp in general. But
looks like Mada-Mada is taking top this time.
They're gonna get some poke out.
Yeah, both teams are being a little defensive right now. Jippy and Sky drop down onto the point.
And they actually switched to a Diva Zarya comp here.
And Rock switched off onto McCree as well.
So far no picks.
We got some ults coming up though now.
Yeah, 4 ults on the SGTMei. That Versus is going to go down to Sky. And that's just going to open up this point here. They're just going to force it out, but cometh with
that
the Death Blossom.
And
that's going to turn it right around.
I'm curious why Sky and Jippy are still... Looks like they might be backing out now. Yeah, they successfully
And
escaped.
that was just a great coordination there. As soon as Jippy was demech'd, Chaos Shade came down with the Death Blossom.
I think now would probably... Oh, here comes...
Chaos Shade got in a little duel with Mr. Rocks there and wins out.
Both Diva bombs come out, but no one was on the point, so sounds good to me.
Takes first round.
Yep.
Score 1-0.
Definitely looks like Chaos Shade is a huge problem here for Mada-Mada. They're gonna have to figure out a way to deal with him.
Yes, that Death Blossom was very well timed.
And his positioning was very good, and he was able to get at the supports in the first fights.
Yeah, and taking out Rock pretty much right away as well, which was a good move on their part. Because Rox is someone to look out for. Looks like Rox is back on the Reaper, but they're keeping Zarya D.Va for Mada-Mada's side.
Keeping the D.Va alive is going to be a top priority for them to limit the effectiveness of Chaos Shade here. Now, Mr. Rock is coming around here for a little flank, but he's taking a long way around. It's going to eat up a lot of time.
He's
able to get Zaro. And they get the first 2 picks, and Chaos Shade goes down.
This might be in Mada-Mada's favor.
This is going to be a 4v6, and this should be Mada-Mada's point. They can get the cleanup. They get the cleanup kills.
Mauve goes down, and
It's
all that's
just
left is
D.Va.
the D.Va. Looks like they are not going to let her escape.
And that's a good stagger that's going to get them at least 10 more points on the point.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before she's ready again.
I'm back in the fight.
That Reaper flank at the beginning, I think, was
Peak performance level.
critical for them.
Yes. I mean, it is a little bit risky doing that, because if the enemy team engages on your team, it's a momentary 6v5.
Looks like it's
And
just
Mada-Mada
breaking out on the
gets
point.
kind of pushed off the point here. Mr. Rocks is a little bit isolated in the back, even though he's able to get Taro in the back. And that might just have been a little bit of miscommunication, because if they had turned around there, they could have just blown him up.
Rox goes
Res
down,
comes
but
out
there's
for good tempo res there. Trans comes out.
both Death Blossoms came out as well. And looks like Mada-Mada is going to be cleaning up here.
It's an interesting self-destruct there. I think that's okay when you have the point, but when you don't have the point, it seems like a waste.
Yeah, that seemed like Piglet was trying to keep the mech, but definitely questionable because now they don't have it for this next engage.
87%, this is going to be the last fight. Chaos Shade takes out Mr. Rock. On those two.
The grab comes out on Mada-Mada's side, paired with the tactical visor.
The res comes out and evens up the fight again. It's 6v6 again, but Marvel Alert goes down. A trades with Creve.
Chaos Shade is
can-
down.
That's big.
The res comes out on Krieg.
We're in overtime now, and it looks like Mada-Mada is going to take round number 2.
Round 2.
We got a game going on here.
Yeah. That was nice. I think they were
1.
more groups up and working together that round.
little banter going on in the chat.
Yeah.
Very friendly, I'm sure.
I think they were doing a better job at focusing chaos in that last fight.
Yeah, and Mr. Rox's flanks were paying off as he was able to get Chara on that Mercy.
5, 4,
And it looks like they are going to switch the supports, I believe, and also
In Afara for
they're going to be running a pharmacy. Yes.
Do I not feel outcast?
The tank setup for both sides have not changed. Both going with Arya Diva combo.
it's like the fight is breaking out.
Mr.
Behind
Rox trying to flank again, but has to back out. Side is just poking. Mr. Rox continues flanking. Headshot.
JB is demech by Genji. Krieg goes down to the Pharah.
Favor of sounds good to me.
Yes. They cap the point.
We'll get first cap.
My ultimate is charging.
Looks like Sound Good to me is gonna push forward a bit to hopefully.
So with this Pharah, a lot is going to fall on Krieg to limit her effectiveness at the very least, if not take her out. It's very difficult to see.
Ooh, that rocket barrage got both Silver, Krieg, but the res comes out.
Counteracted by the res, and they're going to
JP
continue.
is still down though. Sky goes down. I think Mada-Mada needs to back out at this point.
Yeah, it's never good when you're forced to res just to maintain the numbers, the numbers on both sides. And you know, I'm not a Mercy main, but ideally you want your res to result in a 6v something. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not 6.
My ultimate is charging.
It's like Rox is on the point trying to get a few picks. Has to back out. Transcendence comes out on Mada-Mada's side to counteract
With two people already down, it's questionable whether or not that had actually gotten any value.
Yeah,
Akashi
Keaton-
gets caught out of position and killed.
that grab
Res
didn't
comes
get
out,
anybody.
They didn't get anybody, and the kills
Res
were just
comes out.
rezzed.
Rocket Barrage takes out both Silver and Krieg.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of brawl going on the point. Mr. Rox is counteracted by the res. It looks like Mada-Mada will be able to flip this at 99%. They're gonna have
Yeah,
to be
that
perfect
death
from
loss-
here on out.
Got quite a few people in it.
Indeed.
I'm with you.
Mr. Rox standing to the left here, waiting to flank. He's gonna have to back out.
Tactical Visor
Visor comes out
on
from
Mada-Mada's
Krieg,
side.
but is not able to get the Pharah. But Sky and the Zenyatta get 3 kills, and they're gonna win this fight too.
Chaos did get a boop there with the soldier, but soldier.
They're going to. There's a nice little stagger on the mini diva there. Gives a few more seconds.
I'm back in the fight. Patching you up.
And Mr. Rox is going to take the same flanking position, but is instantly found out. Has to Wraithform out. The grab comes out from
Taking the objective. Converge on me.
and Mob goes down. There's a barrage counteracted by the res, and SGTMei was able to ninja flip it back, but I don't think they're able to keep it here, having lost so many.
Taking the objective.
Yeah, that's it for them. They're not going to be able to. Oh, I guess no, they do have the 30 seconds. I was looking at the wrong countdown. They have one more fight in this, and coming in, they
Yeah,
have to
but
grab.
it's just gonna be one more fight.
They have to grab Diva combo though. So
They do.
This could turn in their favor, but they do have to get on the point very very quickly. Looks like Diva's on the point.
Yep. SGTMei managed to ninja 2 people on the point,
The grab comes
and the
out.
grab
but there's no
comes out,
Diva.
gets 2, and the self-destruct gets only Sky, but Chaos Shade comes back, managed to get a kill as well on his Genji. Mr. Rock's Death Blossom did get 1.
Looks like this is pretty even right now.
And it's pretty even. It's just 2v1 on the point. I think 3v1 now. Oh, and the big res comes out. Gets 2 people. That could be huge.
Kita goes down. But
It's
so
just
does
Mr. Rocks
Adversity.
and Sky on the point. Can they pull off the miracle? No, they cannot. SGTMei
Oh,
managed to take round number 3.
that was. I hate to say this, but that was a C9. They were both there and they got off the point.
Oh, when you win the point, when you lose a point,
It's a C9.
you start playing, when you finish playing, everything's a C9.
Yeah. I think that fight was in the favor of sounds good to me there at the end.
Yeah.
So,
I think
regardless.
SGTMei was going to win that.
This is very close though.
Yeah, it's very even, back and forth. These are some very compelling fights that we're seeing.
It's hard. It's very very hard to predict which direction a fight's gonna go in. So last time we played on this map, which team won? Was it
It was Mada-Mada.
Mada-Mada? Let's see if they can.
Yeah, Mr. Rocks took a long flanking route last time, but he did not choose to do that this time.
No, he's just diving right in there. And
But
he
he's
goes
gonna die
down to
to-
Chaos. Ooh.
Chaos Genji. And SGTMei is gonna just clean up and take first point. First point capture, rather.
Trying to get a stagger on the Zarya here, but they decided to back out on that.
Chaos Shade.
Yeah, I'm laughing at Chaos
Top
Shades
waistline.
Mada-Madas. Looks like they're going up main. Oh, the Dragon Blade comes
Oh, the
out.
Dragon Blade comes out. But Mr.
Rocks
Rocks
took-
got one already.
Dragon Blade took out Zenyatta too, though. Both teams are down Zenyatta, but
Yeah,
Chaos is
we're getting
down
a few
now.
trades coming out.
He was run over by Jippy.
These trades should be in favor of Mada-Mada. They should be pushing onto the point now. And they are. And they should be able to retake this.
Yep, D-Mech Diva took down Lucio. All that's left is to clean up the baby Diva. And now they have to chase down the Zenyatta who pushed it up a little too far. Stagger on the Zenyatta is going to keep him back.
Now we're close to a Death Blossom here for Mada-Mada. And paired with Sky's Graviton could be very devastating
Yes,
if
certainly.
they're able to deal.
On the other hand, though, Zaro does have Transcendence to counteract that. So hopefully they can
Yes.
bait that out first.
So, Chaos Shade just kind of
Here comes
charges
the
in,
grab.
going after the supports.
Death
Mr. Rocks
Blossom
gets
was a
one
little
with his
late.
Death Blossom, and
Piglet
Sky
got one.
dies to self-destruct. Dragon Blade comes out. He's going after supports. Gets
Wow, looks like
and it's just a brawl
yeah,
on
that
the
was
point.
pretty much every single ult on both teams. Baby
But
Diva
Mada-Mada
versus Baby Diva.
is going to retain and control the point, and they're going to win this.
That was impressive. It's very hard to follow too. It's like ult after ult after ult.
My ultimate is charging.
Looks like Cross Shade has, or Chaos Shade, sorry, has switched on to McCree.
And they pretty much have and with not a whole lot of ults, but they do get the pick. No, it was Mr. Rock's getting a pick on.
Ooh, and then his
And the Death Blossom comes out, gets 3.
That's it for them. This fight is over.
This is it.
This
Only
this
5
map is-
seconds left, and they're gonna even it up at 2 rounds apiece. What a match so far!
I think even without that Death Blossom, the Diva Bomb was there.
Yeah,
Transcendence was
they
there.
already had the first pick. It was already in their. They're heavily favored to win that. But the Death Blossom triple kill is always exciting.
Yes, it is. That was very good. I have no idea what's going to be the play of the game at this point. So many great ults going off on both sides. Looks like we have Chaos back on the Reaper. And Zara back on the Mercy. Mada-Mada seems to be running the same comp that they have been running.
Yeah, they've definitely settled into this kind of Reaper centric comp.
Looks like Sounds Good to Me went top while Mada-Mada went bottom.
It's kind of similar to the very first round.
Chaos
and
is
Shade
sneaking behind.
going to do the same flank that he did.
He takes out
But this
Kree.
time, Mr. Rocks gets Charo. But dies to the soldier. Looks like SGTMei is going to win the first fight and take first point. Capture.
Chaos Shade does go down there at the very end though. Mada-Mada might be able to still push this. Jippy gets demoted.
Yes, it's possible that after a little bit they're going to have numbers.
Rocks
And
takes
Mr. Rocks
down
gets
Soldier
2.
and Zaro.
And this might be a
Lucia's down.
need to kill the Zarya.
And Mada-Mada takes the point back. Well, takes the point. See,
With only
looking at,
28%
yeah,
accumulated.
looking at ults for this next fight, Mada-Mada's got Res. And Sounds Good to Me is about to have.
The Sound Bearer.
Otherwise,
Sound Bearer and possibly a Attack Visor as well.
also Diva Bomb is extremely close.
Mada-Mada might also get the Trans
And the grab.
and Grav. And maybe even a Death Blossom. So this could be fireworks coming up.
Yes. The grab is ready, but Rox is very low. Here comes the grab. Doesn't look like anything to combo with it though.
There.
Death Blossom gets
Death might get 2, including Chaos Shade. And
Soldier
Kree
went
pops
down too.
Attack Visor. That was 3 ult. Actually 4 ults that they used just to win that fight.
They
Does
do
seem like
still
a
have
lot.
Res and Bomb though, but Sounds Good to Me has
That's
Attack
4 ults coming
Visor,
up.
Res, Death Blossom, and Grab, so to be very careful. This Res
What
is
are
gonna have to
What is SGTMei Sounds Good to Me doing here? They're flanking up top with just Chaos and their Diva, but they are joined by the rest of their team.
It's like Chaos got a
Pick on the single res. But this is 4 ults. Sounds Good to Me should get this. Chippy throws out the self-destruct just to delay a little bit. It's probably worth it, getting the 3 to 4%. Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, Sounds Good to Me still has 2 ults on their side, whereas Mada-Mada doesn't have anything coming up anytime
Yeah,
soon.
because Mada-Mada lost that fight so decisively, they weren't able to get much ult. but they're just going to come in on the flank. He is getting zoned off a little bit here.
Zaro goes down early with the res. But Sky and
Chaos.
Tiki... She's just back and forth.
And Chaos Shade is just going to Death Blossom. And
Looks like this is staying in Sound Good to Mei's hands.
Mada-Mada is going to have to hurry if they want to do a last minute contest.
I questioned the ults on Mada-Mada's side. They weren't... The Death Blossom came out when everyone was already dead. Severely outnumbered.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment, it's hard to
Yeah.
be rational about
They do have their support ults still, but otherwise it's just Grav might be ready and
It's overtime here.
Visor.
This is the last fight. It all comes down to this. Soundberry comes out for SGTMei. Trans pop for Sky gets a kill with his baton. It looks like Mada-Mada is pulling ahead. Comes out. The counter grabs comes out.
Counter res comes out. Tactical Visor
Comes out from Sounds Good to Mei, and that's going to be it for Sounds Good to Mei.
Oh,
Mada-Mada just gets pushed out the point.
Play of the game.
there is a lot going on there. That was extremely close. Every single round.
And that's very unfortunate for Mada-Mada there. They still had, I would say they still had a shot to win that fight there, but unfortunately because they were zoned off the point,
Yeah.
they just lost it. That's gotta feel bad.
I also think, I mean, this is also coming from my perspective where I can see the ults on both sides, but I think that second to last run should have just been a dry run. With no ults used.
Yeah, what we call an eco push.
Eco push. I've always heard it as a dry run. But, ooh, that was really close. So, the next map is going to be a hybrid map. Do you have any thoughts on, based on what we've seen so far, which map Mada-Mada will pick?
Well, based on history, you'd think they'd go for Nimbani, probably.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Mada-Mada likes to run that Tor Barissa comp on Numbani, from what we've seen. But I think Hollywood would be another possible pick for them.
That's also true, yes.
I will be surprised though if it's trying to think of what the last one is. Hybrid map. Eichenwald? Yeah. It would surprise me if it were Eichenwald. But I can see that working with Tor Barissa as well.
The Kings Row, Eichenwald, Numbani, and Hollywood are the options.
Oh, I forgot about Kings Road too. Oh, they're all such good options though. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Numbani.
I mean, if I were them, I would probably go for Kings Row.
Why do you say that?
Because Mr. Rock seems to want to play Reaper, and Kings Row is a pretty decent Reaper map.
That's true.
Numbani is very vertically based, as is Eichenwald.
Yeah, and we've seen
So
that.
it's going to be Hollywood, yeah.
You think it's gonna be Hollywood now?
Well, Keto just said Hollywood in the chat.
Oh, I see. I walked away for a second to grab it. Well, I did.
Yes, on one hand,
Hollywood.
it could be a. On one hand, it could be map A. On the other hand, it could be map B. It's
But
also
it could also
possible it
be-
could be map C or D.
I vote for all of them.
Yes, it's a good thing that I didn't bet on any of these.
Yes, it's a good thing you are a betting man, but do not go with your bets.
Yes.
Oh, let's see. So Hollywood, and they're calling for defense first. Do you think they're gonna run their notorious? Oh, they're switching.
Oh, they're doing the
Switch their
manual
run around.
switch here.
Yeah. There's got to be a better way to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is.
Seriously,
but there has to be a better way. What if they get mixed up?
they might not have a better way. Like it's
Yeah, they're
possible
honestly-
in the pro tournaments that there's somebody whose job it is to go switch people back. And forth.
That's why the analyst desk talks for like 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh man. Okay, let's think about this. So, do you think they're gonna run their Tor Barissa comp on Hollywood Defense Point A?
It's possible. It's possible.
It's also possible they'll just go with a very standard comp. But actually, it looks like Mada-Mada will be going attack first. Personally,
That's
I think
interesting. Most teams tend to go for defense first.
Yeah, because with defense, you're kind of setting your baseline for how far you have to take it.
Right. So if you defend really well and you only have to push it a little bit, for instance, you only have to get first tick or whatever, then you can go for kind of like an all-in comp that is designed to get results very quickly, but isn't really meant for long engagements.
Yeah.
It's a nice copy pasta there. It's
Maybe we can get this going in the chat. Let me paste it.
like the comment in the chat there. Good engineers doing integer swap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't do the XOR trick here.
I'll look at it. I got some spam going. Let's keep it going. Yeah. Good job, chat. Oh man.
Look at that
I
spam.
Want this to keep going. Oh, I have to copy that again. I'm so happy. Let me let them know. I think we're ready. I'm gonna say we're ready. Raise your peer bonus.
Raise your peer bonus.
All right, we're starting. Also, chat, how do you feel about
Welcome to Hollywood.
an interview at the end of the match? You guys want this or no?
Yeah, I think suggestions from the chat on who we should interview would be nice as well if people are interested.
Maybe we can get some between the round questions going just in chat as well.
Let's not bother them with
Yeah,
with
between the
that.
chat.
I think
True.
the teams will have a lot on their minds in between these rounds.
Oh, it looks like Mada-Mada will not be going with their Tor Barissa comp, and instead will be going with Roxanne Widow.
Well, they are attacking first.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. I got used to my preference of defending first. And yeah. There's still a chance. Hopefully no one from the chat will be copying over this information we're giving to either team, but
Yes, and needless to say, I hope no one who's playing right now has the stream open.
yeah, that would just be what's the word for when you're not being a good team player?
Ungoogly?
Well, okay, I don't want to say that because this is a public Twitch, but like not being a good sport. I don't know. I'm not good with phrases. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure no one on Mada-Mada actually plays Genji, which makes it even funnier that their name is.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
Mada-Mada.
Mr. Rock's going to take the standard positioning for Widow here and try to get some picks, and he gets one
Ooh,
right off the bat
that early pick
on
on
the soldier. And that's going to hurt.
That is.
Mada-Mada's going to take advantage of this. They're probably just
They're
going to
pushing hard right
move in
now.
on the point, as they should.
It's like they're
Takes the
trying to get high ground.
here. But Kaoshi gets a pick
On Rock.
on Mr. Rocks. But they're going to keep fighting here. Adversity here is kind of out of position.
Yes, Adversity should definitely go down. But it looks like he won't
But he
be
was
going
kind
down.
of
Oh, he does go
protected
down.
he was kind of protected by Chaos Shade there. But there's just people getting out of position on all sides here.
Yeah, Chaos took down that late takedown on Jippy right there. That's gonna push them back a bit while they have to wait for Jippy to
And it's
respawn.
going to be a hold. For Sounds Good to Mei.
So
The presence of this Widow is going to limit the sight lines that Sounds Good to Mei can take.
yes, they definitely need to respect Rocks on Widow. It's a scary Widow. Infor comes out on Mada-Mada side.
Chaos Shade is trying to maneuver into a position where we get at the supports.
Rocks is taking a pretty
Forward position, yeah.
yes. Very brave.
But we do get a pick on Sounds Good to Mei's Rhine.
Ooh.
Chaos Shade tries Death Blossom, is eaten by the Diva.
The res comes out on Adversity. Diva Bomb comes out, gets nobody.
And the fight's kind of just reset right now.
Looks like Tactical Visor picks Creed.
But he gets taken out by Mr. Rocks.
Oh, this is just trading picks left and right. But
again,
Mada-Mada have
guy
the
goes
spawn
down.
again.
Oh, huge Earth Shatter. It gets 4.
Mercy.
And that
Mercy
is
goes
just going to
yeah.
be it for this push.
I don't even know what to say. Just everybody got picked off from that Earth Shatter. Great
Yeah,
follow
when you get
there.
4 from an Earth Shatter, the fight is over.
Yes.
unless there's a Transcendence.
Which had been used for the Death Blossom.
Right.
Looks like going into this next fight, though, Mada-Mada has Grav and Attack Visor for...
Yeah, along with Res as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bit of poke coming out. DPS on Sounds Good to Mei.
Grav comes out.
Oh, Grav countered by the Trans. Zen goes down on Mada-Mada's side, as does Kita.
And then followed by Krieg.
And
Chaos tries to take
like
out
this is
Rock.
gonna be good enough.
Also, Rock switched on to Reaper. I did not notice that until just now.
Yeah, it was clear that the Widow wasn't
This is their
getting
last
the
fight.
results. Yeah, 17 seconds left. They have to get this point.
Sky switched on to Doomfist. Looks like all they've got... They don't have any ults right now other than the res. Chaos gets Krieg
Takes
early
out Krieg
on.
in the back, and he's just
Cheetah goes down with Death Blossom, so does...
Death Blossoms in the back.
Zinnia.
It just takes out both supports. And I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah, this is over.
That's gonna be a full hold coming out from Sounds Good to Mei.
Ooh, I think at this point Mada-Mada has to run
0-0.
They have to
something
run
similar to
something,
Torversa.
kind of an all-in kind of a comp.
I mean, they can definitely hold it with a normal comp, as Sounds Good to Mei just did, but yeah, it looks like they're running their Torversa comp with Rocks on Torb and Jippy on Orisa. See what Sky picks for the second tank. Looks like Sound Good to Mei is going to be running Pharmacy if they stick with the comp that they have right now. Sky's running Doomfist. Looks like they're going to be solo. Oh, I see. Sorry. I didn't realize Krieg was on Diva.
Anyone out there?
I would actually consider this a triple support comp.
With
Because Torb is actually, in my opinion, support.
For optimal chance of survival, stay in range of my barriers. My ultimate is charging.
The Torbarissa is pretty hard to deal with if you're not coordinated.
Yes, but I do think Sound Good to Me is pretty coordinated, so
Yeah, they shouldn't have a problem with this if they've shown the coordination that we've seen so far.
yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes. Looks like Sounds Good to Me is not running pharmacy.
Well, it's
well,
hard to say what they're running
yeah.
because they haven't come
Like
out
they're
yet.
switching it up again.
Just a little caster trolling.
Or just playing around with their picks, but the picks that they had there were pretty surprising. But yeah, it looks like they are running pharmacy, Lucio for the speed boost.
And
Ooh,
this
they take down the Torb and
turret,
Orisa right off the bat. Krieg does take down Adversity.
like there for the turret behind the shield. It's probably
He
that
goes down.
the Pharaoh was. But with the number of picks and the point presence that he has, they're likely to take this very soon.
Yes, I think
Control percentage comes out,
this is
ticks up,
definitely...
and that's it. And
wow.
that is a much faster match 2. And just like that, Sounds Good to Me goes to series point.
That was insanely fast. I think that Rhine charge right off the bat was what led them to this. Honestly, when the Rhine charged in, I thought he was going to die. But
Yeah, usually that's what happens.
Alright.
I wonder what made him decide to do that. Oh, this is going to be that amazing Earth Shatter.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
the 4-man Red Shatter.
Capture the Mercy in there.
Triple kill.
It's interesting because when I was
Yeah,
looking
that-
at the team compositions for Sound Good to Me, Adversity playing Ryan was not what I expected. But Adversity is shown to be a very good Ryan.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. The second match was, definitely did not reflect the closeness of what we saw from the first one.
Yes, this was very, very, very heavily sided in Sound Good to Me's side.
And I'm wondering if it's maybe it's always difficult to speculate on the mental state of players, but maybe this is a little bit of tilt coming out.
Yeah. Hopefully not, but we'll see. So the next map is going to be an escort map. Again with Mada-Mada picking the map. So that would be Dorado, Route 66. Why do I always forget one map?
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, yes. I'm not sure what to think at this point on what they'll pick. I was going to lean towards Gibraltar because it's such a good Widow map for rocks, but
yeah, I don't think he's going to go back to the Widow.
Yeah, that didn't seem to be working on this map, so... Ooh.
They might go with Dorado here.
Why do you say that?
Dorado has... Well, I'm just going by... If we assume that Mr. Rox is going to go back to the Reaper, out of all 3 maps, Dorado is probably the best Reaper map.
Yeah. Trying to think, like, what would work well against the other team, but Sounds Good to Me seems to be flexing a bit, so it's kind of hard to pick one thing that would be really, really good against that team. Oh yeah, so would we like to do interviews after the matches are over And if so, do we want the chat to pick who should be interviewed?
Yeah, I think the chat has definitely expressed an interest in interviews, and I think they've also picked out who they want to interview. At the very least, I've seen suggestions.
Yeah, I've seen suggestions for Chaos if Sounds Good to May wins. I wonder if we should like collect votes / questions. Do we want someone from both sides or only from the winning side?
Let's just get the winner.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, then yeah, I think I would ask for chat to vote for who you want from both, like one from each team, depending on who wins, because it's still early to call a winner right now. But oh, it looks like they are thinking Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
Interesting.
Interesting.
We are always wrong. So yeah, chat, give us a person from each side to interview, and then you guys can throw out some questions if you want to, and then see. Wonder if I can assign somebody to collect the questions or something for us. So it looks like they're still discussing if they want to attack. Oh, they want to attack first. No memes.
No memes. No bamboozle.
No memes. Yeah, so far I've seen Mr. Rocks and Chaos Shade and Piglet for voting.
It looks like we're ready. Probably going to be starting the game very soon.
Yep. It's hard to keep track of who people want to interview. Jonathan, please take note of who people want to be interviewed. I'm assigning you. Thank you. We should be starting very soon. Wow. What just happened? So there is a button that switches sides automatically, but the team names are not up to date.
That seems like much easier to switch to team names.
I wonder how they figured that out, like, in between matches here. Not sounds good to me.
Not
Sounds good to me.
Great.
Oh, that was good. Oh, someone made a straw poll. Thank you. That is so much more useful than my suggestion. Is this like you can vote for multi? Oh, you can only vote for one, but close enough.
Also, if I understand correctly, someone in the chat just outed Chaos Shade as a ringer.
Wait, where?
Well, not a ringer, but he's apparently had previous LAN experience.
Oh, wow.
Competition experience.
Yeah, in the chat there's a link to a league match between Stanford and Berkeley, and it looks like this was like an actual match that Chaos Shade was in. Wow. It's got like a whole analyst desk and everything. That's pretty impressive. Oh, oops, they're asking if we're ready.
And here we go. Mada-Mada is kind of back against the wall a little bit.
Yes, they have to win this next one, because if this next one goes to Sounds Good to May, they're out of the tournament. Since the score is currently 2-0.
And you have to think they can do better than the result on Hollywood, just
Yes.
based on how close the first match was.
Yeah, that was surprising to me that it was a full hold on Sound Good to Me's side. I do know, I personally am much more familiar with Mada-Mada's team, but still surprising. Okay, let's see. Looks like Sounds Good to Me is running Pharmacy again. Otherwise, pretty much standard what they've been running.
And it looks like your prediction on the Widow may actually be true.
Yes, if they keep this comp. I mean, Rock's running Widow right here is what I've seen quite a bit, so.
And they may have picked Gibraltar for that very purpose.
Yes. Yeah. Looks like Sky's on Winston now, rather than Zarya, with Jippy on D.Va still. This is exciting.
4, 3,
See how this is gonna go.
1. Attack commence.
They're going to come out. Chaos Shade's going to spam a few rockets towards the entrance. Mr. Rock's going to take that forward position and try to give you picks. It has to run as he gets charged by the D.Va.
It's like
He's going to poke away at the Pharah there. If you get it's Chaos Shade, Pharmacy's not going to help you in that situation.
ooh, it looks like Rock's gonna be taking another pretty forward positioning right here up on these boxes.
Reed gets picked by Sorrow.
Silver goes down, and Rocks goes down as well.
And that's
Mada-Mada is gonna have
hold
to
it
back
right
out at
here with the cart just entering the car wash.
The car wash? Is that what that area is called?
Yeah, it's called the car wash.
Huh.
I guess it's not technically a car wash, but yeah. I've heard other casters call it a car wash.
Hi, I've never heard that before. Today I learned. Looks like everyone's back here on Mada-Mada side, pushing the payload forward through the car
Yeah,
wash.
try to get the sticks.
Rox is
Alone.
above the point.
Once again, Krieg is going to get picked.
Rox is taken
And
down by Pharah. Looks like Mada-Mada's still trying to push this though, even though they're down 2. Ooh, the
big
Earth Shatter
Earth
comes
Shatter.
down. Only gets D.Va though. Sky goes down though.
You got both the tanks, and that was enough to really stifle their reset there. Mada-Mada is making progress on the point here, even though they were down a man for so long.
Looks like Rox is sticking with the Widow for
With
now.
the Widow, he seems to have trouble getting a good sight line.
Barrage comes out on Sounds Good to Mei's side, but does not get anybody. And then
I guess went low due to a shot and killed himself with a rocket.
yeah, it looks
And-
like he shot the shield. They're starting to take down Sounds Good to Me now, but the Transcendence comes out to keep the
Trans
last.
comes out to counteract the attack visor.
But Zara and Piglet get taken down.
And they're gonna kind of be streaming in here. Oh, with the big res, 3-man. That should give him enough presence here to at least delay.
Not
But
for
Mr.
very
Rock is
long though.
Take a high position here. It's just gonna be a shooting gallery as he takes out the ulting soldier. It's good.
It's like
and
it's
they
just
just-
D.Va here on the point.
They
Sounds
just
Good
have to
to
take
Me.
out the D.Va. But D.Va's gonna be able to stall just for a little bit. Can't the D.Va stall for long enough to get his teammates back? And yes, he can. This is actually quite amazing.
It's been the longest stall ever.
The longest
Ooh,
stall
the
by a
Earth
D.Va
Shatter
that we've
takes
seen.
down Krieg and Jippy.
And
Rox
that
goes down.
is amazing.
Oh, but the res comes out. The numbers seem to be even again.
Only 15 seconds left.
Krieg goes
Can
down, but
Mada-Mada not
Mob
do
goes
it?
down.
And
Adversity
they
goes down.
can.
Wow, they push the point even though the fight was still going on.
That was a little bit of a C9 there.
Yeah.
That sounds good to Mei.
Looks like
We're
they
gonna
are
get some
cleaning up
split
though.
spawn.
Split
Both the
spawns
Zen
and
the soldier.
staggers.
And that's going to be quite advantageous for Mada-Mada. They can get them, and they do.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have some late spawns there with the soldiers in, and now D.Va.
And they're going to get a lot of free push to at least halfway to next point.
Yeah, they are about to make it around the second corner before even being contested.
That's always difficult when you get the split spawns here on Gibraltar. In fact, there are some teams who actually will delay capturing the point to maximize the staggers.
That's an interesting. Looks like Ryan went down on Mei's side.
And we have a 6v5 here, and this should be advantageous for Mada-Mada if they want to keep pushing.
Rox
Chaos
goes
Shade
down.
is going to moving over to the Widow himself.
Ooh,
Takes out
that
Mr.
D.Va
Rox there.
bomb.
I guess the only way to deal with a Widow is another Widow.
I didn't even notice the Widow switch. But yeah.
But he goes down himself to Krieg earlier, and Krieg is going to come out with attack visor here. That's take out Zaro and Piglet.
Krieg gets taken down.
Big res here coming out from Mob Alert is going to stabilize the situation for Sounds Good to Mei right before the second point.
Oh, that was something. They pushed for a very long time. And that was in Mada-Mada's favor for a while there too.
Mr. Rox is engaged in kind of a little bit of a duel here with Chaos Shade.
Oh, and they get
But he's
squished
taken
by
out by, while his attention was focused on the other Widow. And they have to wait for him, or they'll be at a numbers disadvantage. Sounds
Looks
good to
like-
Mei has attack visor coming out. D.Va is going to be eating it, most of it. Gets
And then-
nothing and dies. That's a pretty big swing. But Mada-Mada is running out of time.
D.Va bombs come out on both sides. D.Va bomb takes out Mob Alert, but Kita goes down to Adversity. Chaos Shade went down. Zaro and Adversity follow. Looks like Mada-Mada might be able to push this. I'm not sure they're going to be able to make that crazy stall this time, but Mercy is coming in and she almost has res. Oh, Chaos Shade on the Tracer here to stall just 0.16 meters away from the point. Oh no, Luxury got pushed out.
Yeah, it looks like I've disconnected.
I have invited you back.
Okay.
I feel less bad for just covering everything, but Mada-Mada did just make the point and should be making some split spawns here. Took down.
And they're gonna need that advantage here because they have very little time, only a minute to push it all the way to the end.
They did get the stall there on the D.Va, but it looks like Adversity is pushing forward a bit, waiting for the team to get back together. Reaper.
Mr. Rox is on the Reaper now, and he just flanked and did a nice flank and took out his opposing counterpart. And he's going after the supports here, and with a nice Death Blossom taking out
Took
both
down
supports,
both supports.
even though it gave his life in the process.
Krieg went
They
down
just
to
have
Chaos.
to take care of this last Reaper here on the point.
The res
and the
came out on
D.Va.
Soldier.
You're gonna
D.Va
demech
bomb.
Pit right there. But the Reaper is still alive here on the point, just dancing around.
Mercy's back now and she's got res. Kita goes down. Rox goes
Ooh,
down.
big-
Earth Shatter
big
gets
Earth Shatter. And they're gonna clean everything up. And it looks
This-
like Mada-Mada is gonna fall short just before the final capture point.
Yep,
A
that's it.
celebratory transcendence coming out from Taro to punctuate this first round.
Oh man.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
The Twitch chat is very much resembling a normal Twitch chat here. I see lots of copy pastas, lots of things in caps with spaces. We are still
Indeed.
playing. What?
We are We have the right culture.
Yes. I want to thank the chat for really taking in the what's the word for it?
The festive atmosphere of a Twitch broadcast.
You guys are doing your job.
Taking part in the local customs. Thank you all.
Local customs. Does this stuff happen on YouTube Live as well? I never really pay
I have
attention
no
to the
idea.
chat there.
I mean,
But I can't imagine it's any different. But maybe the YouTube Live community is like more mature or something. But I think that would be a little bit of a shame.
I mean, don't tell Marshall this, but I've never used YouTube Live
Oh,
as a consumer or a producer.
I have used it as both a consumer and a producer. I have my opinions on the matter, but that's not what this stream is about. So, looks like Sounds Good to Me is running a. I'm not gonna comment on their attack yet until it actually starts, because it looks like Sim has put up a whole bunch of turrets around the entrance of their spawn. So I can't imagine they're sticking on Sim.
Yeah,
But it looks like
I will not reward any kind of caster trolling behavior.
But it looks like they're starting out the match.
Yeah, Mr. Rock's still gonna be on that Widow again, trying to get this early pickoffs. He did get a shot onto the Reaper earlier, but that was quickly healed up.
Looks like Pharmacy is being run again on Sounds Good to Me's side, and Rox did get a pretty good shot on Zaro there on Mercy.
And they're just gonna kind of let them push through the car wash here and back up to the second part of this. And they're just kind of poking out. Piglet does get demeched. That could make a difference.
It's definitely going to be good for the DPS here. They're not going to have their shots eaten.
They're not really contesting the point, and they're allowing a lot of free push. Oh,
Sky went down.
Big Earth Shatter gets 3. Rocket Barrage finishes him off. And that looks like going to be a quick first take.
Or at least it's
the first point.
Yeah. Now they have 5 minutes to get to the next point.
Oh, and Sky has his split spawn here. And what he should do here is just go and die on the point to at least delay the push.
Looks like he may have done that. Unsure if on purpose or not, but it happened.
He did.
Looks like
this is a
Mada-Mada's
6v5 right now, and they need to wait for Sky to regroup with the team.
In the meantime, though,
concerted defense.
Sounds Good to Me is getting a lot of push on that payload. Completely uncontested.
They're about to get to the final point of the final portion of this point.
Looks like they're all here now, and Rox takes down Chaos Shade on his McCree.
Switched over to the McCree, yes.
Rox gets taken down though, but Adversity also gets taken down by Krieg there.
We have a few trades coming out. And this fight seems to be in Mada-Mada's favor for now. If they don't get enough kills before their reinforce comes back, they may have trouble.
Yeah.
And Sounds Good to Me is just doing a great job keeping their players alive, waiting for their respawns to rejoin the strength again. And this fight is just continuing.
Both sides have quite a few ults that they can use now, both offensively and defensively.
Nearing 6 ults.
Here comes the grab with the Diva Bomb. It does get Adversity.
Diva Bomb gets
there.
Adversity.
But Diva Bomb comes out on Sounds Good to Me's side, doesn't get anybody in this case. Rocket
The
Barrage
Rocket Barrage gets 3.
Ooh, took down
that's
both
huge.
DPS and Kita.
And that's gonna be that's likely gonna be point capture.
Yes.
Of course, Sounds Good to Me. Unless Drippy can do the kind of diva thing that we've seen earlier.
Doesn't look like it. GB's jumping around the point, but is very low.
Mada-Mada is a good team, but in Vision they are not.
Looks like they're going to go to the next point.
They just got stuck at the entrance there.
It's like
and they're gonna have
Mada-Mada's
to back
Tranquility
out.
comes out. Questionable.
I mean, the thought there was good to use Tranquility, get on the point for the last second contest, but they were just a step too late. and Mada-Mada's Zen here is gonna get caught and picked off, so they're already at disadvantage. And Carta's already. Oh, and the huge grab comes out, gets both the tanks, takes out
Mada-Mada
Sky.
is not respecting the Rhine, based on the number of the Earth Shatters he's been getting.
And
Ooh,
Chaos Shade
both
just had
reses come out.
another barrage. That was a very short amount of time between the two barrages.
Yes, he is building barrage like crazy. This fight seems to be...
But this may be stabilizing a bit as the grab comes out for Mada-Mada
Plus the Diva Bomb. Doesn't
Diva
get
Bomb
anybody
gets-
though.
due to the Rhine shield.
Sack Visor comes out and gets the Reaper. Looks
It
like
does look like
Mada-Mada's...
Mada-Mada is going to be stabilizing here a little bit.
Looks like there's
If they
some cleanup
they
on
do
the
have-
Mercy and Ryan over here in the back.
They're just
Gonna
trapped in
stagger
that
them a
little
bit.
room
Mm-hmm.
and nowhere to go.
It's like Chaos Shade is on the Tracer now, but gets taken out by Baby Diva. Good job, Jippy. Now he's spraying the ground with the salt spray. It's pretty funny.
A little friendly BM there, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how friendly BM's. Oh, Mr. Rocks with a Jedi and is reflected by Chaos
Oh.
Shade.
He also fell down.
That feels bad.
Or maybe he was booped off, I'm not sure. The Earth Shatter comes down. I didn't see if
gets
it
no
got
one.
anybody though.
Suiting up.
These Diva Bombs are coming out so fast.
It sounds good to me. Yeah, and a second grab for Sky, which is pretty fast.
The Res
And
comes
with
out
the
and
res,
gets 3.
And this is Mada-Mada's opportunity to get something done here.
Take down Adversity, and Chaos Shade.
Chaos.
Oh, but the Res comes out, balances that out. Adversity goes
over.
after Kita and gets her. Rox takes down...
Its turn here a little bit.
Not
No,
sure
it
what just
does
happened to
seem-
Silver there, but it looks like Mada-Mada's going to be able to hold this one for this fight. Hopefully they'll get the stagger on the Diva there, but doesn't look like it.
Well, you can actually just kind of leave her.
Yeah. It's going to
You guys
take her
just
a while
don't
to get back in
take her
back.
to play at. Just kind of wastes her time.
Rox is back up on the high ground, trying to get some picks.
But he's kind of isolated here. If he gets dove, he's going to have to shoot his way out.
He did
Luckily,
get dove,
got
but he handled it pretty well.
Did
Stun the
indeed.
Genji. Mada-Mada has all of their ults for this next fight. I would bet that they are going to be able to hold this, but we will see how it plays out. Piglet tries
They-
to dive, has to use bomb.
They do need to be careful to not use all of their ults because they do have a minute, and that's about 2 fights.
Ooh,
So
Rox took down
once
2
they win
there.
this fight,
With his Deadeye, he got both Mercy and Piglet.
Experience tranquility.
the Transcendence usage here may not have been necessary. In fact, may have been ill-advised.
Especially comboed with that Solar Res. They already had quite a few picks and used both support ults, and now they do not have it for this next fight, which will be the last.
My ultimate is charging.
But they
Because
do
with-
have Diva Bomb and
Yes,
Attack
but they're
Visor.
coming into this with the ult disadvantage here.
They
as-
did take down Mercy though, and that's going to be
They
big.
did, and Krieg is got 2 kills with his attack visor.
Rox
And Mr.
takes
Rocks
down.
takes down one with his Deadeye.
Both supports are down on both sides.
Yeah. What sounds good to me looks like getting a slight advantage.
But Mada-Mada does
Spawns.
have the spawn advantage, but he did just take down Sky.
So this is looking still quite even into overtime.
Mercy on Mei's side has her res still. Kita does not have hers. She's getting very close though. It's like Death Blossom comes out, but Diva eats it. Chaos dives the backlines to try to get the support.
This is still very even. Oh, this is a. Sorry, the Earth Shatter only gets 1. But
It's like
sounds good to
Mada-Mada
me.
is
It's getting the
almost
kills.
completely down. They're gonna start
And they're
blocking
gonna-
the spawn. Oh, I
They're
think
gonna
this
need
is
to come
it.
up here, and I think that's it.
Complete.
That is match and series
And the res comes out at the end
for
there.
Sounds Good to May,
Yeah,
and they are
sounds good to
moving
me.
forward
Moving forward.
into the semifinals.
Oh. The
Yeah, and I just wanted to go back to my point about the transcendence usage at the 1 minute mark there. When you have, I think Mada-Mada at that point had six ults, and they had a very clear ult advantage, but they really needed to ration their ult usage because they were going to have 2 fights at the 1 minute mark.
yeah.
So that it is something to keep in mind for people watching in their own games to ration your ult usage.
Yeah, I think that the 2 support ults there at the end, had just one been saved, I think they could have possibly swung that in the other direction. It's hard to say though. Okay, so it looks like the chat wanted to get a let me see. I have to friend request Chaos. Yeah, it looks like the chat voted on Chaos for the interview, so gonna see if he accepts my friend request and then invite him to our Discord.
Yeah, we're just letting Chaos know.
Yeah. If you guys have any
Popular
questions
dude.
you want to ask, post them now, so we have time to think about this. I've never done an interview before. Chaos says anything for Twitch chat. You guys are getting what you want. We will have an interview with Chaos very shortly.
Gotta give the people what they want.
Traveling to Nepal.
All right.
No
Did you
one's
want to
posting
PM
it.
him?
I did. I did.
Okay.
Prepare.
One.
Looks like
Select your hero.
someone just joined the Discord, but
We're also polite.
to
Is it
see
rude if I just say have fun?
someone may have just like
No,
logged
you
in.
have to say both.
Hard to tell.
Damn.
Oh man, that was.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hello.
So tell
Thanks
me how
for-
you're feeling.
Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty happy, proud of the team. Sad that some Genjis had to lose though. That's kind of heartbreaking. As a Genji man,
Aw.
self-proclaimed.
Now that first match was really close. It really went back and forth. You guys would take one round, and Mada-Mada would take the next round. What was going through your kind of the discussions that the team was having?
The discussions were, I would say, mostly around trying to not get wrecked by the Reaper and Zarya combo plus the Diva, because it was just the amount of defense going on to those champions was so hard to break through. If Diva ult's not up, if Diva right click's not up, then the shield's up on him, and he was landing like all the shots. So that was our big strat, was to try to get around that and focus that down.
Would you say that Mr. Rocks gave you a lot of trouble?
Yes, he
We
did.
even have the 2 Cyber Genjis.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to see see some of the duels that you guys had in the
Yeah.
one-on-one situations. Tell us a little bit about that.
Let's see, one-on-ones. I remember a few. There was one where he eat up onto the wall, and luckily I was there. So that was kind of unfair.
Right, and you just shoot him in the head.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, then there was the ones with the. There's some on Nepal. On the first map we played on Nepal, but for the second time, coming down from the top there, he was always ready. It seemed like they knew I was gonna jump down, and they're ready for that. So he got my goat a few times.
Yeah, that was the second time on, I think, Village, was it?
I'm not sure what the within each map they're called, but
Um,
Tower in the center.
old tall tower in the center. Hmm.
Yeah, they all have the tower, huh? I thought the tower part would set it apart, but it definitely does not.
Are you talking about the one that's outside and there's a...
The one where Lucio boosts normally up onto the left to try to get advantage, where a lot of teams try to rush left at the start.
Oh,
not
Sanctum.
helpful.
That's Sanctum.
Oh, Sanctum. Okay.
The one with the pit.
No, not
No.
the one. I was gonna say there's a little bridge. How many bridges are in there? Probably a
the
lot.
bridge that's like connected to the tower?
Yeah.
I think that's Shrine.
Okay.
That's
That's
village, right?
Oh, Village. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
The one map on the paw. That one.
Oh, in the second map, you guys full held them and won the match very quickly. Did that surprise you at all?
That was very surprising for us. Like the first match was super close. The second one just seemed to be like not close at all, and then the third one was close again, like we expected. Because, I mean, it wasn't. But like they put up like a really good fight the first time. So I don't know what happened in the second. I guess it was just bad luck that time.
Well, from my perspective, the fights are actually not all that one-sided, but
Yeah.
there were small advantages that led to snowballs.
Yeah.
Like you would get one more pick. You would get off your ult just a little bit before something. Things like that.
Yeah.
But that's Overwatch. That it's a game of inches.
Yeah. No, there's a few instances where they got caught off guard too, which kind of like stymied the whole push, which is unfortunate. Like just one wrong step can take away like a minute or so. Like there was a time where we got the back line, maybe 2 times, but there's a time where they definitely had an edge on us, and then somehow with the way we used ults or something, we managed to hold it. But I thought for sure they were gonna get the point then.
Did you think? Were you expecting at all the Orisa Torb combo?
Orisa Torb.
On
Was
Hollywood.
that?
On
Oh,
Hollywood.
that was on Hollywood. I think Ryan took care of that so fast I didn't even notice. Like,
yeah, we actually...
That was very surprising to us as well because when
I saw
Ryan
Ryan
charged in like that,
Was that
usually the Trident
discussed
dies.
at all? Because that happened so fast, like I couldn't tell if you guys had decided like, okay, Ryan, just go charge that, or if you just made that decision.
Well, we just said we're just gonna go straight down the center, and I was gonna go on the top with Far and sort of try to divert their attention, and then I guess he saw a good opportunity on the Torb and the Orisa. But yeah, I just saw 2 kills up in the kill feed. I was like, well, that's good. I didn't see who it was, so I didn't even know they had it.
So we have some Twitch chat questions here.
Oh man.
One of which is, do you prefer playing Reaper or Pharah?
I think it depends on the map and sort of the team comp. Which one's more fun for me? Like sometimes it'll just feel like Far is sort of useless if they're trying to counter it, and the same with Reaper. So I think it really depends, but they're both really fun for me.
Okay. The next question is a very important one, which is, why does your name only have one S, or is it actually pronounced Chow Shade?
Let's see. Okay, well, it was originally supposed to be Chaos Shade. That's how I sort of envisioned it, sharing the S. And then some people asked me if it was Chow Shade, and I just said yes, and rolled with Chow Shade. And then I sort of sometimes take it to the extreme with the Chow Shot.
Chow Shada.
Chow
Yeah.
shut.
Or I want to go really all out, but yeah. And then the single S, I forget why I made that decision. I don't know. It's just very confusing now.
Oh, yeah. Could we get a quick look at the bracket? Because the next question we have is the prediction. If you have any predictions or thoughts on who your next opponent's going to be, but I think we need to look at the bracket in order to
Okay,
answer.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, if you guys have the bracket. I'll take
okay,
it.
there we go. So, you are going to be going against whoever wins against between top 500K and Perf this. Have you looked into these teams at all?
I have not.
All right, then I guess it would be
But
very early for you to make
I would say by the name though, Perf I think will take the win there. top 500k is now high, but perf I heard is destroys people. So
Top 500K is coming into this with a perfect record on maps.
well, with that data, I might change my mind.
I think you
So,
should
I think I'll
stick
still
with
go
your
with
original
perf.
opinion. Actually.
So they
Says you're
are expected to
entirely
do well.
unbiased,
Sorry, what were you saying there, Jim Ton?
I said he should stick with his original decision, says the entirely unbiased cameraman.
Yes.
Our cameraman is from Purpose,
is
so.
being perf this. Yes.
In that case, perf this. It's gonna make it to the next round.
Nice.
And-
I think that is currently all the questions I have right now from Twitch chat. A lot of people really want an interview from Kita for some reason, but do you have any more questions?
We can ask her if she wants one. She wants to do one. But I think we've kept Chaos Shade here long enough.
Let's see. Yeah, I have two statements though. Two final statements.
Sure.
I would say more importantly, the winning prediction I think is going to be sorry versus Sounds Good to May in the grand finals. That just sort of is logical.
Because of the May.
Yeah, but then I really don't know who's going to win that one.
Yeah.
And then second thing, thank you guys for staying up late. I know you guys are all East Coasters, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
are.
are.
Losing
Yes,
sleep.
we are.
All right. And also like to thank the team, Go team, and also shout out to Ted, who I think is in Twitch chat right now.
See if this Ted person has anything to say. It's gonna be a while for this to propagate over to Twitch chat, though.
Oh yeah.
Trying to see if I can track down Kita, but she looks like she's offline everywhere. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to get her. Oh wait, she's still kind of online. So I'm trying to get a hold of Kita. We'll see if that will work out.
He does in the chat.
She's in the chat. Where do you see that?
Oh no. No. That's just Twitch.
Oh, it looks like she replied to me on BNet. Let's see. I asked her if she wants to be interviewed. You can I have to make sure I tell her she can say no. She said she might be boring. Telling her people are asking for her. So, is there anything else? I guess that's it for you here then. Congrats on your win.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thanks
congratulations.
and thank you for casting.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, see you everyone.
Bye.
All right, let's see. Sky is asking me if we're doing interviews.
Does Sky have a statement to make?
It looks like Kita's. I need to tell her to get in Discord.
She has this Discord, right?
Yes, she is. She's online. Let's see if she joins. Do you guys have any questions for Kita while we're waiting? So for casting the two games, I'm pretty sure as long as we can get enough casters, we're just going to have the two streams going at the same time. And the thought process behind that is like people can watch one while it's live and then watch the other one afterwards with a recording. So that's how that's going to work. That's assuming we can get enough people though. So we're hoping that'll work out. Okay, Kita is here.
Hi, Kita.
Oh, hello.
See,
This is weird because I see Twitch chat, but it's in the past.
it's in the past, yeah. You might need to increase
Oh,
your volume, or Genton might have to increase it on his computer so that we can hear you loud enough.
did you already interview all the important people?
We interviewed Chaos on Sounds Good to Mei's side.
We're letting chat decide who we interview.
I think that was literally just me and Natalie that said, okay.
I don't know, we saw you in the thing, so I was like, also I didn't know that you were Kita, so so we have why do you still not have a matching icon?
Because I don't have it yet, and you can't buy the profile icon.
Yeah, I mean
That's the simple answer.
that's easy. Clearly, you should have been grinding loot boxes to get that.
Wishkey from Sorry doesn't have hers either, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's tough. I think that actually, it might be my fault, actually. My way lost. We did try to also,
Single-handedly.
yeah, we also did try to change up our green like skins. We initially coordinated our skins to be all green, but this time we decided to be all legendaries.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah, but I think we put up a pretty good fight. We have pretty good team spirit throughout. We got
That's
a little
good.
salty. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how did you guys feel about the shutdown on the Tour Barissa so early on Hollywood?
Yeah, that was like one of our trump cards. Doomfist was the other one. That was a little mildly disheartening to see. I was too far away to do anything about it.
I mean, it happened so fast. Like, Ryan just charged in there and immediately took down Tor Vanderissa.
Yeah, that Ryan just like makes a beeline for me every single time. I got charged into a wall at least twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you got caught in a few hammer downs as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at avoiding those. I think one was I was on top of the payload.
Yeah, Ryan's hammer down is broken both for Ryan and the people he's trying to hammer down. Sometimes it will catch people who are on top of payloads and on top of like boxes and stuff like that, and other times it won't hit people who are right in front of them. So it's unfortunate. But people are asking what your thoughts are on the Mercy changes.
Looking forward to it. I think Mr. Rox on our team was very much looking forward to the Mercy changes. If we had gone through the tournament, I think Rox would have become a Mercy main, and I would have gone DPS.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
The new Mercy is going to be DPS, so.
They're nerfing her damage, though, so. At least
I'm hoping they're not going to nerf it too much, because.
Yeah, they're probably going to nerf her 20-second ult time first, probably.
Yeah, that does last quite a bit. Let me see if anybody. Do you have any questions for her while I look for Twitch questions, Luxury?
Sure. Like, I did notice that Chaos Shade was going for the supports.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Did you feel the pressure there a lot? It's hard to ask these questions because
Yeah. No. You killed me quite a few times. No, I guess it's just something you start to look out for. And we were also trying to improve our callouts a lot too throughout the game, keeping track of Reaper's location and Pharaoh's location.
Yeah, I mean, like, I did notice that that the better results that you guys had were usually due to Mr. Rocks getting a pick. So it was kind of like both the DPSs on both sides were kind of trying to flank each other, and basically whoever got the first pick would win the fight.
Yeah, we were trying to put a lot of work into coordinating our push at the same time that Rox was flanking on the other end.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Sky's here.
Oh, there's Sky.
Hey, what's up?
We can interview both of you at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you guys still live?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were live
okay.
this whole time.
You're live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was saying.
Hey guys, it's Sky.
Do
Oh,
you guys have any
what's up?
questions for Sky?
I thought it was over, so I left. So I was like, oh.
Yeah,
And
they're all
then
still
Keita
in the
was
custom
like,
game
oh,
thing.
there's an interview. I was like, oh shit, I feel bad. Wait, so what's going on?
Oh, we were asking Kita some questions about the game.
Oh. Sorry, I jumped in and then it was just like, okay, yeah, go ahead, Keita.
No. I think you have a much better idea of what the tanks were doing.
We do have
like Chaos Shade's positioning and how we were keeping track of him and flanking.
Well, one thing I did want to ask about was that on the third map, which is pretty close, that really could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Around the 1 minute mark, you guys had 6 ults up, and
Yes.
I mean you guys probably didn't know this, but at that point, it sounds good to me, was it 2, maybe 3?
Mm-hmm.
we had very. I don't think we had a great alt usage for this match.
Yeah.
We've been better before.
Yeah, I think.
So I was wondering what the plan, if there was a plan there for how you guys were going to use those alts in the next few fights, because at that point you probably estimate that there would be 2 team fights.
Yeah.
I did have a panic res there towards the end.
Yeah, so yeah, we kind of struggled with just all economy towards our last couple of games. I feel like it was difficult for us to coordinate ults. Usually, I mean, we've seen cases where we double, triple ult a little more than we wanted to, and which kind of prevented us from initiating in the fights later on. So at least for us, our biggest problem during these couple rounds was mainly just knowing when to use ults, because some of us used some of our ults really early, and some of us we waited too long. So I think it was just more of the tension. It's just like I feel like once it gets to that point, it's like, oh, we're too afraid to use it, or we got nervous and you might have used it too early. So I feel like it's not just a physical part of the aspect, but the mental part of the aspect pretty much got us towards the end. So that played a big part.
This is not like criticism, because even pros have issues with alt usage and alt economy. It's not an easy thing to do, really.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone had something in mind. So like for me, when I was playing, I was trying to find rooms to initiate with my grav, or like places to jump in when I was Winston. But I mean, it's hard to even if you are like the shot caller, it's hard to be like check your tab in the middle of the fight, be like, hey, you should use your ult right now. So I mean, it's all on the team. Every individual member has to know when. So it's kind of hard to coordinate on both levels.
Yeah, indeed. Anything else from Twitch chat that we want to ask?
Yeah, so some people are asking Sky and Kita if they have any predictions on any of the other matches.
Sorry, we'll win everything.
Sorry, we'll win everything.
Yeah.
I mean, playing SGTMei, I feel like they're a pretty strong matchup, and then given our experience playing against Sari, I feel like they're both pretty good contenders for the finals. But we'll have to see. I mean, the next week's match and the matches after that. But judging by them, they're really strong teams. So I would not be surprised if at least one of them makes it to the final, if not both.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah, really amazing. It would be really cool if both May centered teams made it to the end there.
We were hoping to have a rematch against Sari.
Yeah, we wanted to.
It would be epic. Or we need healing, I guess. That would also be epic.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great too, to get the two Genji themed there at the end. Other than that, it looks like someone was asking, you must have emoted at some point as Winston, because there's a question about when you emoted as Winston, where did that Reinhardt come from?
Oh, which part?
I'm not entirely sure what they're referencing, but
was that on the payload?
I think it was probably on payload. I know I did that a couple times. Just for no particular reason really. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but what pros do, they would do that around the corner, check to peek corners, but not so much for at least when I was doing it for the last couple minutes in the last round.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite slight BMs was just when JP killed Tracer up on the bridge on Gibraltar and then started spraying the ground with the salt spray. It was great.
If we could all coordinate sprays, we would all have the salt spray, but that's the D.Va only spray, unfortunately.
I guess you would just all have to play D.Va.
Yeah, if only we could do that.
I'm sure that would be great. It doesn't look like there are any more Twitch questions coming. I do have a question for you, Sky, real quick.
Okay.
We asked this of Kita too, but I'm interested in your thoughts.
Yeah.
Did the very, very early end of the tour Barissa on Hollywood?
Yes.
How did that feel?
I said disheartening.
Well, I felt like they had a really good makeup for it. I mean, we didn't react well enough. First of all, because the Rhine charge really got us, really broke past the Torbarisa, matchup really. What we could have done was, had the Risa, use her halt and kind of counter that charge, and we probably would have held it. But I feel like once the Risa and Tor, front broke down, we didn't really have anything to deal with, their comp. And plus they had Pharah, so me playing Doomfist was not the right call to play against that Pharah, and that Pharah pretty much did a lot of damage towards the end. I think things that could have changed was I could have played like maybe Soldier. We could have got some hit scan to prevent that. But in my head, or at least at that time we were kind of more so expecting the Reaper, which has been pretty much our weak spot for most of the matches. The Reaper play was pretty on point. Like they would flank our back line right when we push in. And then half the time we were kind of like, okay, where's the Reaper? Reaper's behind us. And then by the time we kind of reacted, it was a little too late. So it was a bit tough on our part trying to react back to the Reaper. And then it was hard for us to really make a dent on their team, having their Reaper just snipe us out and just jump back out.
Yeah, I think Rox at one point said every time their Reaper flanks, he kills all of us. But every time I flank, they're all turning around and facing me.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you guys want to say?
We might do
Any
another
final
night.
statements?
I had an idea for one, even if we lost. We'll see. I know it's mostly late for you guys though, so yeah, thanks so much for casting this.
Yeah, thanks for casting and streaming and everything.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing myself die multiple times.
Oh, I feel the same way.
Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
And even though it was a loss, you guys played really well. So. Good job.
I mean, I want to give a shout out to the team. I mean, like as I said before, I think we did really well team-wise. I mean, every week we committed to showing up to the practice a couple times a week. I mean, I feel like that's hard, and everyone's all busy, but we still make practice a couple times a week, and we're all pretty active. Aside from that, we pretty active on the chats and stuff. So I feel like, I mean, as a team, we did pretty well, and everyone, wanted to win. Everyone was trying, so. I don't feel bad for losing. We actually got pretty far with, our team makeup and stuff like that. And, a lot of our members actually got better, playing comp and stuff. And, I mean, most of our members, they don't have that experience. And, us playing together, I feel like we all grew as a team. Not just, on the team as a whole, but every single player got much better in playing since, like, the first time we played together. So, shout outs to the team.
That was so wholesome. The chat's going crazy over this. There are so many hearts everywhere.
So much love.
Those hearts are all members of Mada-Mada.
But
we did get the chat spamming raise your Genjis, so.
Yeah, sorry for disappointing everyone, but we tried. But
I consider
you gotta support SGTMei. I mean, I think they did really well, so they deserve the win. So. There's no complaints here.
All right. With that, I think we can say goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye, everyone, and
bye, chat.
Close off the stream.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us.
Night all.